Hello everyone, AnEvilSnowman here, back with another guide to DotA 2, this time covering Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet, when played properly, is one of the most annoying heroes in the game. Able to push a lane with his treants, then when an enemy is closing in on him, teleport to another lane to do the same. His unique ability to sprout a ring of trees can imprison enemy units, and his ultimate will allow you to farm everything. This makes Nature's Prophet a great pick at all levels of play, being able to carry entire games by himself. This, coupled with the fact that he's very good in the jungle, means that he's essentially a solo character, meaning he does not heavily rely on any of his teammates to a certain extent. For this reason, you can only blame yourself if you're not playing Nature's Prophet very well. Sprout will spawn a ring of trees around the targeted area, which will remain there for 5.25 seconds at level 4. These trees behave just like normal trees. They can be cut down using a quelling blade or eaten using tangos. They can also be destroyed with certain abilities such as Windrunner's Power Shot. It's also useful to know that these trees can be used to spawn Ents using your next ability that we'll talk about in a second. Sprout costs 160 mana and has an 8-second cooldown at level 4. Teleportation is a pretty straightforward ability. This will teleport Nature's Prophet to any location on the map that has previously been explored by a member of your team. Teleportation costs 50 mana and has a 20-second cooldown at level 4. Nature's Call will convert up to 5 trees in a targeted area at level 4 into tree Ents. These Ents will have 550 HP and deal between 21 and 23 damage. These Ents will live for 60 seconds. Nature's Call costs 160 mana with a 37-second cooldown. You'll notice that the duration of the Ents is longer than the cooldown of this ability. This means that due to the overlap, you can have up to 10 Ents available at once. Wrath of Nature is Nature's Prophet's ultimate and best farming tool. When used, it will bounce around between all visible targets on the map, dealing damage to the first 16 it comes in contact with. This includes jungle creeps and heroes. The first target hit will be the one closest to the target location, and will take 225 damage. Each subsequent target will take 7% more damage up until the 16th target is hit. Wrath of Nature costs 250 mana and has a 60-second cooldown at level 4, and this is upgradable with Aghanim's Scepter. This will increase the initial damage to 250 and increase the maximum number of targets from 16 to 18. Call of Nature should be maxed first, taking it at level 1, 3, 5 and 7. At level 2 you should pick up Sprout, but since successive points put into Sprout only increase the duration by a little bit and the mana cost by quite a bit, you shouldn't level it again until levels 12, 13 and 14. Teleportation should be the next skill to be maxed, picking it up at level 4, then again at levels 8, 9 and 10. The reason we don't take it as level 6 is because this is when you get your ultimate. As usual, you should take your ultimate whenever it becomes available, level 6, 11 and 16. Stats at level 15, and then from 17 onwards, stats of all you've got left. Starting out, you'll be going into the jungle, and you'll have one major problem. Your mana pool is really low, meaning that you'll only be able to cast your treants a few times. To try and correct this, you should start off taking a Ring of Basilius, which will give you mana regen and bonus armor to your treants, and 2 claries. From there, rush a Hand of Midas. You'll be sacrificing your early game presence, but as long as you're using it on every cooldown, you should catch up with all the other heroes really quickly, and then just get further ahead with every use. After that, pick up your Power Treads, and then grab Aghanim's Scepter. Nature's Prophet's already quite annoying, but with the silence, he gets even worse. Picking up an Orchid of Malevolence will give you the silence, and the stats are great for Nature's Prophet. A Desolator will fill in your last slot. Remember, turning your auto attacks orange is very important. Summoning your first set of treants around the 5-second mark using the trees next to your fountain will allow you to regen your mana pool back to full before heading out to the jungle, but still allow you to get there in time for the spawn at 30 seconds. This will let you summon your Ents one extra time before having to use a clarity. Try to micro your Ents as well as possible. The Ent taking damage will be able to attack a friendly unit, which will move the focus of the enemy's attack away from him, This should keep them alive a little bit longer, and obviously the more treants you have alive, the more damage output you'll be doing. If you're going to pull jungle creeps into your lane, make sure that you double stack the camp. This can be done by pulling the camp every time the clock hits 53 seconds. Double stacking the camp will prevent the lane that you're pulling to from pushing. When ganking, you should teleport in between the enemy you're trying to attack and their own tower. Obviously, you don't want to be taking tower damage, however. Then target the enemy with your sprout ability. This will trap them. It might also be worth checking if the enemy has a quelling blade or tangos. If they do, they're going to be able to escape very easily just by eating one or cutting down one of your trees. If this is the case, you might want to target someone else. People in Dota are pretty selfish. Their teammate probably won't come help them out by cutting down one of your trees. Your main goal, however, is to start pushing towers. If the enemy team starts to amass, say, in the mid lane, and then tries to push down and take your mid lane, have the rest of your team defend that lane while you go and split push another lane. This will mean that they've either got to push forward and attempt a team fight 4 on 5, but they will probably lose a tower. And everyone knows towers are pretty valuable, that's how you win the game. However, if the enemy teleports in and tries to stop you from pushing this tower, the rest of your team is already set up to push that middle lane, so they'll lose a tower no matter what happens. There is some circumstances when this isn't the case, for example, their main carry comes and kills you while the other team defend, but for the most part this is true. Although pushing towers is your main priority, you should still take part in team fights. When these occur, try and use your sprout ability on either big damage heroes or stunners. Removing them from the fight will allow your team to clear up the rest of their team without too much trouble, or any threat of becoming stunned, pinned down, and then being killed. Double tapping your sprout ability will target yourself as the target area, which will make the trees spawn around you, blocking any melee unit from hitting you. This could give you the time you need to teleport out. Double tapping your teleport will teleport you back with the fountain as the location you'll be going to. If you're ever under pressure, this could help you teleport to a safe place quickly. From level 6, your ult should be used on every cooldown, providing you have vision of all 3 lanes and there is enemy creeps in them. This will both push your lanes and give you a ridiculous amount of gold. Please remember that Dota is a very situational game. Things can change on a game-by-game basis. Although this guide will give you a good foundation, please feel free to deviate and experiment on your own. After all, finding things out on your own is half the fun of Dota. Thanks very much for watching this guide. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe, like and favourite down below, and comment on anything you think I should change, or perhaps it might be of use to anyone else watching this guide. I'm AnEvilSnowman, and I'll see you in the next video.